Does Nicole scales off the on-fielder's attack? Does it have any strong interactions with characters like Hutao or Ito? Meh. Because it's not just their attack, it's their stats as a whole. So, like, it is a little bit better for them, but, like, you know what else is really good for Nicole's damage? Obsidian Codex. So it's like, meh. Like, I guess it's fine. Verdict on Nicole, is she a fraud? She's like a half fraud, I would say. But, like, she's also not. Okay, here's the thing, all right? Like, you want to know what the actual objectively right opinion on Nicole is? Nicole is power creep, but Linnea was super creep, and power creep ain't shit compared to super creep. It's... Might as well be saying Nicole is bad. It's because, like, okay, Nicole, like, in the teams with attack scalers that can fulfill the Hexarai resonance, Nicole is pretty good. The thing is, right now, right, you look at the meta characters. Dude, we're gonna commit a capital offense here. Let's look at Genshin.gg. And we're gonna take a look at the tier list. Okay? We're just gonna take a look at the carries in S tier. Alright? And we're gonna ask ourselves, how many of these characters even function with Nicole? I mean, Lali's not a carry. Columbia, Durin to some extent, but Durin Melt, which is what Durin is, or what Nicole is actually buffing, isn't why Durin is here. Niskafi obviously not. Flynn's, it's shaky as hell. You don't really have place in the team for it. Mawika, kind of the same problem. You don't really have space on the team for it. Doesn't do anything for Nefer, Nefilet, which I guess is here, Skirk, or Zabai. So they seem to have Varka in S tier here. Okay, maybe game 8, or sorry, maybe we should go with a game 8 one. Game 8 Genshin tier list. Because, like, I don't think anyone actually thinks Varka is S tier. Okay, well, Varka is S tier in this one, but there's an SS tier, so, like, good enough. Wait a second, I just realized. Varessa was here? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, so we take a look at this here, right? We look at the carries here, and we ask ourselves, which ones in this work with Nicole? Alright? So Zabai, no. Mawika, it's shaky as hell, right? Like, she can work with Nicole, but her base teams don't fulfill her requirements. So you have to sacrifice a lot in order to get the Nicole synergy. Nefer doesn't care. Flynn's has the same issue as Mawika, right? Where it's a slightly different issue, actually, but... Wait, actually, now that I think about it, is there a chance that Nicole is an upscale for Mawika Overload? Because you can already use Bennett there. No, because you're not... Nah, no way. You're not getting the... Do you need the Hexarai requirement? Yeah, you do. She's too bad otherwise. 3-second delay is bad for Mawika. It's not that bad for Overload, because you can just spin before you burst instead of bursting at the start of your uptime. I see Flynn's working with Nicole. He'll work, but the problem is Inefa and Columbina are way too fucking premium. They're just too good for Lunar Charge. So Nicole will inherently only be allowed to function in Cope Flynn's teams for people who don't have Inefa and Columbina. Ooh. What if Nicole makes carry Inefa just outright better than Flynn's? Because that is an off-field attack buff. Like Nicole, Durin, Inefa, Columbina. What are your thoughts? Too much pyro? You don't have a dedicated on-fielder, so you can on-field Columbina. What the fuck is that S-tier support? Okay, one of the things you have to understand when you look at, like, tier lists when the target audience is more casual players is that they overpopulate the fuck out of the highest tiers, and it makes it so that, like they put all the S-tier characters in SS and all the A-tier characters in SS, and then they don't want to leave the S tier empty, so they're just put the B tier characters there. You know? Like, it's... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they have a C6 tier list. What's their C6 tier list? Nebulite and SS. Xiao and S at C6. Okay, this is really funny. They have C6 coming and C6 Hu Tao in the same tier. And, like, it's not even wrong. That's so funny. Holy. Okay, yeah, Razor should not be here though. That's not true. Anyways, we're not looking at the tier list for that. We're looking at it just to like understand why Nicole isn't that good. A lot of the characters that she is really good with are the characters that are starting here or here. And as a general rule, for a tier list aimed at casual players to put a carry below S tier, like below the highest tier, they basically need to not be a meta character. Or be Molani, because that's just Molani, right? Nicole makes Varka 140k. The thing is, like, no, she doesn't. Nicole makes Varka 140k if you assume that you already get all the other things from Varka, aka Prune C6 and the set bonus. Sure. And also, 140k was before we saw Prune footage. Prune seems to have slower attacks than I expected initially, so it's a bit less than that with my calcs. But like, Nicole is only doing like a third of the work to get Varka there. And like, it's not that 140k is bad, right? Because like, it's not. 140k is pretty solid. It's like, here's how I think about it. Say he gets 140k with Nicole Premium, right? Varka Premium with Nicole, assuming you get like Prune C6 and Durbin. If that's supposed to be the ceiling for the team, it's probably going to struggle in Snezhnaya. And if it's not the ceiling to the team, then who's getting replaced? Is it Durin? Is it Nicole? Is it Prune? We don't... It could honestly really be any of them. And if... It makes it feel bad to go for the characters, because you know that there's a chance they're going to end up getting kicked out of the premium team eventually. This is full future impact at this point, since Daya might not even have such high DPS ceilings. I mean, I think that's naive. I mean, that's not necessarily true. Like, it's not like the game was struggling financially before they, like, started doing really fast power creep. Nicole makes mid carries good and bad carries mid. Pretty decent pull value. The thing is, we know that Snezhnaya is right around the corner, and we already have leaks that they're adding new reactions, which means that very likely we'll have new shill bosses with those new mechanics. And a good team won't be able to clear a fearless shill boss that isn't for them. So how much value is there actually in getting Nicole to make your mid carry good? If the good doesn't actually matter because you still won't be able to play them. Nicole's like a 5% increase for her team. She's really mid. The main thing for Nicole is that because she herself is Hexarai, it enables you to use the new set in teams where if it wasn't for Nicole, you wouldn't be able to use the new set. You wouldn't be able to slot into Hexarai. Like, that's the main upside. Zabai won't clear that chill boss either, so it doesn't matter. I mean, yes and no. Like in a way, you're right. And I think I talked about this in the banner review for Linnea. Where, like, at this point, it's starting to feel like wanting to have an account that'll be able to consistently clear Fearless might just not be realistic as a free-to-play player anymore. Because they keep making Fearless bosses harder and harder. And power creeping. And it's like, if the trends keep going the way they have been, you'll have to keep pulling the new units pretty much every time if you want to be able to do Fearless. And the play might actually just be to take the L and say, alright, let's just not give a fuck about clearing every Stygian anymore. Making them more difficult isn't the issue, as the shield mechanics making it impossible. The thing is, like, almost every boss with a shield mechanic has an alternative way to beat them without the shield mechanic, or has a way for you to incorporate the shield mechanic in the teams that are on the premium of those mechanics, right? Kind of like how you can do Knuckle Duckle with just brute force, or you can do Knuckle Duckle with like triggering Electro Charge on the ducks. But the problem is that it's not just the shill. They're also power creeping HP to the point where brute forcing Knuckle Duckle, most accounts can't do it. Can't do that. So like the HP problems, like the DPS increase, the DPS requirement increase is actually just as much of a problem as the shill, in my opinion. And yeah, I do think there is a pretty big difference between a 140k team and a 170k team, even if they're both gonna have to suffer against shill content that doesn't shill them. I'm pretty sure every premium lunar team can clear Papilla, probably. Because Papilla is not a new boss. EC, not LC, and Brute Force against Snuggle Duckle kind of need the same invest as the EC downs the duck so slow, so you need the same DPS as Brute Force teams to down the boss afterward. Yeah, I guess, sure. So yeah, I also had a stroke reading that. It was a difficult one, but we got through. We got through.
Want to train with me sometime?
They're saying that the Electrocharge team and the Brute Force teams aren't really different. Like they're both just Brute Force basically, and like fair enough, I guess. Do you think Nicole is a good vertical investment for Versa teams? Like if you're going cons on her, it's probably fine. Like right now, Versa doesn't have good vertical investment options. So, like, is it going to be better than what you can do right now? Maybe. But is it going to be better than what's going to be coming out? Versa vertical investment, right? Because the Chevaliers teams, like Ilonson and Chevaliers are so good, your vertical investment options, if you want to whale on a Versa team, are kind of forced to be either only on Versa or not on Overload, right? And you can get Mawika, sure, but like at that point, you're just playing Mawika, you know? And it's also only 2 characters if you're thinking about like Omega Whale stuff. How good is Nicole's C1? Is it even like useful? It's probably fine, right? It's 1800 more motion value to your carry, basically. Like, I guess. And then the C2 is like, alright. Would the coordinated attack be better if it could react? It would be a bit less flexible, but the ceiling for it would be better, yeah. The problem is that the teams that take advantage of the ceiling are not the good teams, so it probably wouldn't be better, no. Okay, so when nearby party members get the fucking extra bonus, she gives quills. This is just quills. Yes? And this is team-wide. No? What do you mean, no? Anyways. C6. Oh. Interesting. Seems pretty bad even if all the team procs all the quills. It's less total motion value than C1. Yeah, but when you're looking at whale stuff, you're gonna go Sig on Nicole, so she will have more attack than your carry. So it's scaling with her attack instead of your carry's attack is actually meaningful here. But I mean, it's still not that good, but whatever. Dude, what if Nicole carry is hidden OP? Like, what if her charge attack takes 1/3 of a second to do, and you can jump cancel it before it consumes stamina? Like, what have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? What about plunge Nicole? Yeah, that's dog shit. Jesus Christ.